thought I'd just come back on. I'm bored tonight. There's nothing on telly apart from people are watching. Here in England, a lot of people are probably watching Love Island, but I'm not watching that because it's a load of twaddle. Um, I just thought I'd see if anyone was on who is awake to QAnon phenomenon, or the Great Awakening, or whatever. I don't know. Just awake to certain stuff that's going on with Trump, QAnon phenomenon, the Great Awakening, the Great Consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, of today. The shift. I don't know, whatever people are calling it. I just want to know, if anyone does come on, what their stories are to how when they woke up. And some people have been awake for a very long time, so a very long time, and I think they've been waiting for this time to see this, what's about to hit, sort of thing. So if anyone's there who knows what I'm talking about, say hi. Especially if anyone's there who knows about Q. And some people, say, oh, he's a psyop, this, that, and the other, he's not real, blah, blah. Well, he came back, he disappeared and went quiet for a bit, and he came back, and everything he's said has come true. Everything he said, Trump has done. So it doesn't matter what he is, he's bringing truth to a lot of people, not just in America, globally, around the world. People are hashtagging his name, people are graffitiing his name everywhere, QAnon. So it doesn't matter what people think. I say at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's bringing us to research and think and helping us find the truth, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't matter what he is. And I won't say what he is, because it's not just one person, it's a group of people. And we're a part of that group. If you are an anon, helping out and researching, if you're researching yourself, you're an anon, and you're helping yourself to wake up with everything that's going on in the world right now, and has been going on for a very, very long time. And if you have watched my videos from before and you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to hashtag QAnon. You became red pilled when I voted to leave European political union. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't say that. Getting tired. I think loads of the people's different stories. Some have been awake for a very, very long time. Hi, a very, very long time. Even if people aren't following Q, because some people don't believe it's real, and they've just woken up through, especially if you're from an older generation, even my generation, because we didn't have loads of computers and stuff then, because I'm 41, so we can say from that generation. You might have been woken up with just looking at certain things today thinking, I think it's a bit off, and you can just see certain things going on, and how they manipulate the young ones today. Through technology. Even though I've said in many videos, technology is brilliant because it connects us like we are now, but also Wi-Fi and the waves that come off that, and certain things are not good for us, and there's certain agendas behind why they've brought certain stuff out. Even though they are good, there's agendas behind certain stuff as well, for depopulation and stuff. But some people have been awake for a very, very long time, and come to think of it, if I only really woke up to Q anyway at the beginning of this year, was waking up prior a few years before that with just certain things that didn't feel right. It must have been so hard for generations way back, that because there's more people talking about this now, even if some people don't believe it, but they're thinking about it, because Q is there. I don't care what people say, he's there to get you thinking. It's to do research in yourself, because we've got quite lazy over time. And I've said this before, you sit in front of your TV and you believe everything that's told on the news. And funny enough, it's Russia, 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 and let's hate Trump on every single channel. I wonder why. And you sit there and believe it all. And no one's really doing any research, because you don't have to, do you? Because the news is there for you, and they're bringing you the truth on absolutely everything. Well, they're not. It's a load of bollocks. So Oh, thank you. I'm not saying everything, but most of the stuff they put out there is not the truth or it's twisted, just like history. Um, and it must have been hard for people way back who were trying to get stuff out, and people just think they're nuts, they're a conspiracy, they're into the conspiracy theories. And when you can't talk to people about it, it's quite hard. That's why I come on these channels to see if people know, because if a few of you do, I'm not bothered about trolls and that, but people do, it's good. Yeah, fake news does that for sure. Of course it does. And even me talking to my sister, she's coming round now, but before, talking to friends, they're all like, oh, they don't want to talk to you because you're talking about stuff. But it's very important that we get all this stuff out, because if you're following Q in that, there's certain things that are going to come out, and obviously in America first, and then it's following around the globe and everywhere. It's just going to be like a red wave, that red pill wave, and it's a bit like a tsunami. It's just going to go everywhere, and everyone's going to be like, well, also those who know are prepared, because if you've really gone down that rabbit hole, we know what we're preparing ourselves for. But those who are maybe a little bit asleep with certain stuff, because it's funny how some people, even in the UK, I'm seeing different things, they're awake to some sort of stuff, but not to all of it, because it's not all nice, not to all of it. There's so many different layers of stuff, and we've got to be there for, like, when then people come and ask, like, what's that? And we're starting to see this trickle out on the news now, because I do think some of it's going to have to trickle out on mainstream media, and people are going to be just like, didn't you say something about that? So what were you saying? Why were you saying them things that we didn't really believe you about, or we fell out with you about? It's so hard to talk to people. I've always been red pilled for some reason. I've always leaned towards the fringe. A few years back, not red pill to Q, but a few years back, I just couldn't, I've said this before, I just couldn't watch the news. I just didn't believe everything. I thought everything works off your emotions. I was just too upset about everything. Couldn't come to terms with that we are living in a shitty world with things happening all the time. It shouldn't be like that, and just decided not to watch the news, and now I don't even watch TV. I only really have it on if my son's watching cartoons, but I don't put it on. Not unless I want to have a laugh at the news to see what they're saying. If they started reporting truth, I'd watch it, but they don't, so I don't. And even music and just certain things, and I was just like, I just don't understand why people can't see this. Like, certain things, certain actors and singers do, sexualizing young kids at such a young age all the time through fashion, through making us think that certain things are all right because, hey, the stars are doing it, it's in fashion. No, it's not. You're demoralizing people, you're demonizing men, all these pathetic feminists. Yes, you are pathetic. If any come on here, you are pathetic. And I don't mean feminists from years back, like I said before, who have, stood up for equal rights and women's rights and pay rights and certain stuff like that. I mean, the ones who have gone overboard are actually really demonizing men to be like horrid and like unworthy of our attention, and just really making men to be seen as weak and horrible creatures and whatever, just really, really putting men down. Well, women, we do need men, we do need strong men, and you're there putting them down, making out that they're terrible creatures. You're terrible creatures, these pathetic feminists and toxic masculinity. Yeah, they're all going masculine, these women, and they're trying to make men more feminine and more like soft natured. We need strong men. We need strong men. It's all an agenda. It's like Antifa and all this lot who think they're fighting for say it again, for the freedom of speech and everything, when they're not. They're going against it because hate speech is freedom of speech, and I don't know where they think that if freedom of speech goes, that they'll be able to talk out, because they won't be able to talk out either. The things that they stand up for, they stand up for like non-violent, non-this, non-that, non-racist. They're the ones shouting abuse out. I've spoke to people on YouTube and I've been nice and polite, and all I've got back is grief, attitude, vulgar things thrown at me in messages. No, I'm not bothered. It's just what they do. you know, they call you a racist. They go against everything they're trying to fight for, but they do it. They're against it. They say they're against it, but they throw it on you. When I've seen videos on YouTube, they go against violence, yet they're the ones who are being violent. They're the ones masked up because they don't want their faces shown. They're the ones that are throwing bottles. They're the fascists. They're the ones that are being violent. They're the ones that have got vulgar mouths. They swear and everything. When they get asked, I've seen on, it's so funny, when they get asked what they've actually supporting, they can't even answer the questions properly. That is why they go around with these, what are them fog-on things called? They go bah, bah, in everyone's faces. Oh, they're pathetic. They're just brainwashed snowflakes. They go around with whistles and stuff to, you know, if there's someone else supporting something and they're going against it, they don't want them to, you know, if someone's talking about something, they want to, what do you call it, you know, not allow them to speak, which is free speech. So you're stood there with your whistles and everything, not letting someone speak out, but you're all for freedom of speech, but you're not letting someone speak because it's something you don't like, but that's freedom of speech. And you stood there with your whistles and your foghorn things, whatever they're called, going burp, burp, because you've got nothing else to say. So you have to stand there with your silly little whistles and your silly little foghorns and your silly little masks on, stopping people from talking, free speech, the thing that you're supposed to be helping, but you're not. Does that make any sense? Pathetic. Oh my God, they're so pathetic. They can't even see what they're doing. Ugh. It's quite hilarious. I do like watching them videos when someone puts them in the place. I've seen a guy called, is it Tiny? But he's a big guy. He's great. They just make me laugh. One messed up world we live in, we do. Hey, Dolly. Hey, MJ. Soapbox has gone down again. I think that's the third time today. I went to go off, to go back on, to see what everyone was talking about, and I can't get on it again. So, has it gone down? I think it's gone down again. Mind you, they did say we'd be getting attacked a lot, didn't we? So, maybe it's part of that, or is, I don't know. I don't know. But what's everyone's stories about? What about MJ? When did you wake up? Have you been awake for a long time? How did you come across Soapbox? Did someone point you in that direction? Because my dad pointed me in that direction. I knew things had been off for quite a bit, and then he pointed me in that direction and said, if you really want to find things out, watch this channel. And I was just like, oh my God. I couldn't stop crying at some stuff I found out. You know what I'm talking about. You've been red pilled for a while. How long is a while? 9/11, where's the planes? Yeah, Dad. Very true. Which one was it? The one that crashed into the Pentagon, you know, just disappeared into the ground and crunched up, and like there's no bits really found, and guess there was a passport found as well, wasn't there? Nothing else found but a passport. Oh. I think a lot of people got woken up on the day of 9/11. A lot of people. We all know that wasn't the way they said it went down. Trump fixing this immigration problem, and the Dems are crying about it big time. They so are. I've seen the videos of they're moaning about, you know, trying to do the thing in reporters like, oh, how dare you? Are you a mother and all that, and about how dare you, you know, separate the children? And then Trump saying that he's putting the families together and they're staying together, you know, until they find out if they're being charged, if they have come over illegally, if they're being charged or they're having asylum. And he's saying that, and you've still got them going on about it, and now you've still got them. Someone put in a post something about, some woman tweeted, 30 years, some woman tweeted in a roundabout way, she tweeted that it wasn't a good idea now to keep the families together because they're in a concentration camp. No, they're being contained together instead of being apart until they can find out if they're there illegally, so they'll be, you know, charged, or together though, or they'll have asylum together. So now they're moaning that they're together now. So 1 minute you're moaning that they're not together, and now you're moaning that they are. But it wasn't under Trump's administration of those laws and those then policies or whatever. No, it was under Obama and Hillary. So news lying again. CNN. What did I call CNN News the other day? What was it? Crap Negative News. Crap Negative News channel. MJ said, did you say 30 years then? 30 years. How old are you? 30 years. I just always thought this just can't be it with like, we just live on this planet and pay bills and this, that and everything. It's just really crap. And Clinton News Next, yeah, Clinton News Network, but I call it, yeah, the BBC is poison. It's not just the BBC, it's everything in it. I call it crap negative news. When we look back as Americans, we realise, what was that? Reagan was all right, and JFK was great. Bush, no. Hillary, no. Obama, no. And some of the others that you had, but... And Trump's just like the Trumpster. The Trumpster. By the way, you people who are into Q, I think we should be called Cupids. That's the new name I've got, Cupids. We're little Cupids, fighting for the right thing. You don't look 49 on your picture. You look good for 49. Mind you, I think men age better than women, don't they, I think? What was that, Dad? Someone has to comment because I can't see the comments. Has there been any new Q drops? Does anyone know? Because I haven't really looked. I can't even remember what the last one was. I don't know. Did everyone see my top that I've ordered? Oh, I'll show you, Dad, which one I ordered. I'll find a picture of it. I can't see anyone's comment because nobody's talking. You all need to get your Q-tops in, people. I want to see if they've got any kiddie ones. I want to get me someone. I've got this one for those of you who didn't see. So I can't wait for that to come. It's really not fair men never hit the first or second wall. Oh, I still can't see Dad's. I saw MJ's and then my dad's messages are I can't see it. 3 high-rise concrete and steel buildings in history have ever collapsed due to the... Do you know what? That's what I think. Talking about 9/11, of what I've seen, not that I know nothing about buildings. Hi, my fanway. My fanway. Don't know why I just did that. Like, hi, my fanway. You can tell I'm just a bit tired. I don't know nothing about buildings. I don't know, I feel like the Sound of Music or what them hurdy-gurdy shurdy. I don't know nothing about buildings, but when I've seen those big chimney things in the UK being, blown up to fall down, what do they call it? When they've been blown up by explosives, the way they're done, they fall straight. They don't fall over sideways. That's right, because Reagan was ultra-capitalist. He knew that those wouldn't win without earning money for themselves. Yeah, demolition. With demolition, they fall down like that. It's done in a way, so they fall down. Obviously, there's a lot of dust and stuff, but they don't fall over, to the buildings next to it or, people living in houses. They fall down in a certain way, so they fall down straight and it all, falls in with each other and it falls down. That is what looked like that is what to me looked like 9/11. So to me, I think there must have been explosives at the bottom of that building. And I don't know if the steel was right or not, but there was explosives at the bottom of that building that made that building fall like that. Because I think if something was crashed into it, it could fall a different way. It went in the middle, but it looked like it fell from the bottom. Oh yeah, it's definitely an inside job. Most of us know that. Even in the UK, we know that. That was a big wake-up call to a lot of people. Like, True Grenfell never fell. No. There's just a lot of things out there around the globe, London, Manchester, America, all the different places. Certain things have happened, and it's like, That wasn't what they said it was on the news. It's an absolute load of twallop. World Trade Center Building 7 was reported to have collapsed 20 minutes before it actually did, reported on the BBC. Yeah, it's supposed to have collapsed before it did, and they reported it. And I've seen the film of Bush in the, was it the school with the kids, getting ready to report on it, but the kids were saying stuff about it already before they were reporting on it. So it's like, and he looked a bit sus as well. We all know that. But a lot of people still believe it's what it was and believe in who they said did it, when we all know it was an inside job. Ugh. I guess that was one of the wake-up calls for a lot of people. Tommy Robinson, I've not heard much. I think some of the people said they've not heard much. The only thing I did see the other day was there was a letter out, and he'd written a letter from prison, and he was saying that he knows about the support globally. He's really chuffed. He knows of Trump's support, or should I say Trump's son, because Trump's son tweeted. He knows the support everywhere. And he's really, he can't believe it. But there was sad bits about his son was saying he wanted to do something bad so he could go and see him in prison. But apparently, someone said the other day he's not allowed razors. The thing is, he's in prison for not really doing anything. So to me, he shouldn't be segregated, whatever you call it. He should be allowed the full amount of money that you're allowed in there, because apparently, I don't know if this is true, but they were saying £50 a week. He's only got 10. He's not allowed razors to shave. Looking forward to the 14th of July. Yeah, there's one this weekend though as well, isn't there, on the 23rd? In the one this weekend, I thought. To shave, so he's growing a bit of a beard. He's losing a lot of weight because he's not got enough money to buy certain things. People saying toilet roll, which is disgusting, because if that's true, he should have what everyone else has got. He's not gone and murdered somebody. Do you know what I mean? That's just pathetic. But he knows about the support, which I'm really happy about. But just got to keep marching. JFK shot with a magic bullet, turned round. Yeah, went through the back of his head, turned round and went through the front of his head. We all know what happened there, don't we? There's a lot of weird deaths, isn't there? Who is a guy who suffocated himself to death with a pillow? Then you've got these door knobbing scarf suicides that are happening at the minute with people who earn a lot of money and celebrities and stuff. How would you hang yourself on a doorknob, your bedroom doorknob, with a red scarf? Who wears scarves a lot lately? With a back brace and a big coat on. Who else? Does anyone know about anybody anymore? Because someone was saying before that they think there's been a few more, but they probably don't tell us really, do they, in mainstream media? Because it's to me, if it was all out, it looks a bit suspect. Too many people. Don't even get me started on the Skripal. Yeah, the Skripal. Did you see the former Miss Great Britain was found dead in a what? When was that? What was that? Recently. Not with a scarf, was it? Recently. What was that then? Someone have to comment because it won't come up. Yeah, the Skripal thing. What was it? The taxi? Was it his mate? Former Miss Great Britain was found dead in her home yesterday, aged 32. What did he say it was? That's dodgy, that is. That sounds a bit... it might not be, but it just sounds a bit odd. Yeah, was it Skripal's next door neighbour, some taxi driver, the Skripal poisoning, and that taxi ended up on the Chemex UK site. The car was there, Chemex, Arizona. Who owns Chemex? Am I saying it right? Chemex, Foundation, Clinton. Arkansas. Yeah, the actual taxi because people were just looking at stuff and Googling Chemex, and then that came up, and then the next minute that taxi was found on the grounds of Chemex, if that's how you say it. CEMEX, sorry. Is it CEMEX? In the UK. Because there's a lot of them dotted about, but it's just really weird how that was found on that site. And also they were doing training for nuclear, was it nuclear, you know, if we had a nuclear war, they'd be doing training for that. But we all know that's probably what they were trying to do, because they set 2 nukes off in America. So, you know, a bit like, was it 7/11, was it 7/11, is that what it's called? When they were training then for what would happen if an event happened in the underground, and then it happened that day when they were training to, you know, exercising that out was on that day. It was a bit odd. Ex-girlfriend of Mick Jagger, suicide doorknobbed. What? Is that a new one? We need to keep track of these. Doorknobbed again. Is that recently? Is that a new one? See, it's always celebrities or people with a lot of money. I mean, we all know why, but... Ooh. Yeah, chemical warfare exercise on the Salisbury plane at the same time as the Skripal. It's a bit dodgy. That's what I call it, Hillary doorknobbed. They're getting doorknobbed. That's the trend of that. I don't say trend, it's not nice, but doorknobbed. People are getting doorknobbed. That's what I'm calling it. Hi. Yes, people are getting doorknobbed. And the new one for Q is we are Cupids. Cupids. Can't we take it in turns? What? I don't know what the last cues were. What were the last cues? I can't remember. I do think it's very great, though. I was saying before about the guy who stood on the table, started shouting out a load of things about Q, and then shouted where we go one, and then everyone shouted out we go all, the people who knew. Lorenz Scott, 3.5 years. Oh, yeah. Well, there's loads of people from years ago now when you think about it. We made a laugh. Oh, have you ordered a t-shirt? Great. I was like, I'd rather not have chocolate and something like a treat, and I'd rather buy a t-shirt because the t-shirts are great. Did you get one like mine? But if you think about it, there's a lot of people in the past, celebrities and people, like quite high up people, judges, doctors, certain people that have died, and now it's like, you know, like I said the other day, Prince, singers Prince, Tupac, Michael Jackson, and it's like, right, yeah. They died quite young, and I don't think they were really, you know, they said, oh, they had health issues, and I don't really think they did. I don't think they did. Oh, different to mine. I think my dad's got one with the, I'm assuming it's plain, I've seen a black one, it just says where we go one, we go all. Mine should have said no coincidence on it, but it says something else. There wasn't really a lot to choose from that I could see, but at least it's in England, so it's not going to take long to get here. I think it's from, I can't remember where they said it was from, Yorkshire or somewhere, I don't know. So it's going to come soon. I can't wait to wear it. And the Trump thing about Trump coming next month. When they fall one, they fall all. Yeah, that's a good one, Dad. When they fall one, they fall all, because they will be falling very soon. Or pedo home guy office caught. Yeah, there's been Las Vegas shooting. Oh, the Las Vegas shooting woke you up. Well, the pedo thing, there's been like quite a lot of, it's in the thousands, isn't it? Thousands of pedos been arrested for online, you know, what do you call it? I can't remember what you call it. Well, people getting arrested anyway, which is great. What are people thinking about the Arizona thing with the what's it called? Veterans on patrol and all that sort of thing, like people saying saw man's lying or that other group's lying, grooming. Well, yes, it's not very good. What's everyone thinking about that? US rockers, Chester, Chris Carley, weapons. Oh, well, they doorknobbed last summer. There's loads of people. And I definitely think it's in that satanical thing as well. It all goes along with that as well. But there's people like last year and the year before, there was a lot of celebrities over here, dying of this, that, and the other. And now it makes me think, I'm not saying they were, but now it makes me think, were they getting vibes that they were getting found out? Because things have slowly been getting found out. It's getting crazy. I think Lewis Arthur is a fraud, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of people, it gets very confusing, because people are quite good actors as well. Like, people you thought were black hats, white hats, or white hats might be black hats, or they're sort of sitting on the fence and we don't really know till it all comes out. Like, obviously people have had to go in different areas and pretend to get information and stuff like that. So it's just like being in I can't say it's like being in a real spy game, because it is, because it's like your own, your little reporting spy. And that's what I think is good about Q, because whether people believe it or not, and they don't follow him or whatever, the only one thing I'll say, Christ Jesus was going on in this world. What do you mean? It doesn't matter who he is, what he is, who they are. This has brought people to go and research, and people say, oh, it's a bad thing, Q's a bad thing. How can Q be a bad thing if he's making you research and think outside the box instead of thinking what the narrative on the news tell you? He's making you research and think, and everything he said has come true anyway, and it's a good thing. Even though he's bringing to light some really horrific things, we need to talk about it. Because sorry if you're off soapbox, but there are people who have gone on there and they're not properly awake, or they are, and they will sit there and say, when someone brings something up about the kids and some really disgusting things we've found out, they're like, oh, don't talk about it, I don't want to hear it. It is heartbreaking, but that's why we have to talk about it, because that's where we've gone wrong in the past globally, stuff that's happening in the UK now that's getting talked about. If we're not talking about stuff, even though it's hard to hear sometimes, and you just want to turn a blind eye or try and forget about it because it's not nice, like, I don't want to hear it, it's not nice, I don't want to know, this isn't happening in the world. Yes, it is happening. Yes, you have to wake up to it. You don't have to listen to all of it because it's awful, but we do have to talk about it because we do not want to get it swept under the carpet like it has been doing for years and years and years. Chris Cornell, was murdered. There's so many people. When you think now, it's a bit like, And I tell you what, if it all comes out, it's disgusting. There was good singers and actors of, really good people, and we don't have them in the world anymore. What did someone just say about aliens then? Did someone just say something about aliens? Aliens. We just don't know anything. We're just, like I said the other day, aliens could be walking among us. I could be one. Don't know. Be like, what was that film, V? Didn't they unzip themselves? Were they lizards? When people go on about the reptilians, were they lizards? I can't remember that film because I was young. I want the aliens to pinch me, take me to where they are. I think I'd rather be abducted off this planet, to tell the truth, at the minute. But I just think it's very exciting times, as they keep saying, to be living in because of all this stuff that's coming out. George Webb was a big eye-opener for me. He talked about Haiti and children, child organ trafficking. It's awful. Yeah. UK 77, I said 7-11, 7 out about, it's gone off again. It doesn't stay on that long. And see if it'll come back up when someone talks, but yeah, there's loads of things, and it's really sad, when you think about, we've had really intelligent, good actors. It's not even actors and singers. Like I said before, it's like medical people, into herbalism, and authors maybe, judges, good people. Got rid of them people and put all the dark ones in. So when they go to court and stuff, they all get off with stuff because they've got all the, you know, the black cats in there, whatever you want to call them. What about her? And I can't remember her name. Her with a ring the other day in the IG report with the triangle paedophilia I like boys ring. It's so stupid. Jill Dando was definitely murdered. Stations. UK 77 out of about 230 tube stations, security exercise taking place at the exact 3 tube stations that the bombing took place exactly. Jill Dando, now looking at it, you know, at the time it was like, oh, I don't know what that was about. Definitely she knew stuff. Jo Cox, definitely. The MP, Jo Cox, definitely she knew something. You know, would have evidence on something. The girl that they're saying now, free Tommy Robinson and free Melanie, I think it is Melanie, I can't remember, Shaw. She's been imprisoned for the wrong thing. She knew a lot of things and apparently things happened to her and she's got evidence and stuff like that. She got thrown into prison, so that's another hashtag, free Melanie. It's just so wrong. Watch Dave Courtney, he explains the damn... Yeah, I saw somebody the other day because there's a lot of videos out there. It might have been him, I don't know about Jill Dando, but you can just tell Diana, Princess Diana, just, you know, and it's so sick. So all this comes out to everyone, people that you really loved, you know, and it was a shame that they died young and that, you're all like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, those good people have been taken, do you know what I mean? It's just awful. And then they're giving us these actors that are crap. You know, you're getting actors that you once liked, like Robert De Niro shouting stuff out about Trump, and you're getting people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, you know, everyone likes them. Songs that, I'm sure the new songs singing about the words that they're using in there that we don't use today anyway, and sexualising stuff and everything. It's just disgusting. You get people like that who can't even put a good song out. They might have done ages ago, but they don't now. It's just all really crap music. You know, we've got Kanye waking up. Who else is waking up in the celebrity side of things? Clown World, definitely. What is it, Dad? Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of queue. Do, do, do. Yeah, Princess Diana was whack, definitely. She knew something. Who else is waking up celebrity-wise? You got Kanye. Obviously his wife, because they're married. Who else? I can't sing. Who else? Clint Eastwood has stood up, because obviously he's from that generation. Mel Gibson's a good one. Roseanne. And that reminds me, Dad, when we just used to sit down when we were younger and watch Roseanne, because we did have it over here in the UK. Really liked it. Yeah, Chris Pratt. I'm so glad, because I quite like Chris Pratt, so I'm glad he's not a Pratt and he's not one of them and he's a good one. Who else? There'll be loads. Rocky. What's his name? Can't even think what he's called. Keanu. Yeah, is he alright, Keanu? What's he called? Bloody Sylvester Stallone. Morrissey knows what's going on. I think. Yeah, is what's his face alright? I keep forgetting the names. I'll be back. Terminator. What's his name? Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's on the good side, isn't he? I think. Frederica Wilson, who's that? All hat, no cattle. What women? That woman, red pill black. Who? What? Donald John Trump, a good guy. Trump. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's that many people, when they put their little, or what they call the little initials, I just don't know who's who, because there's just too many of them. Candice Owens, yeah, she's really nice. Who are the 2 black ladies that love Trump? They've got a YouTube channel, Silk and Diamonds and Silk, is it? Love them too. And there's a really great guy as well who loves Trump called Kevin's Corner. He's so funny. Yeah, Candice Owens is a gem. She's a princess of America. She's so lovely. That's what I mean. And then you get people going about racism, all this. Oh, like, what are you going on about? There's black people that love Trump. People have a problem with it. They think they've been paid. Like they tried to say to Diamonds and Silk, like, did anyone see when they went to court? And the woman kept saying, have you been paid off Trump? And they were like, no, we got our money back. Have you been paid off Trump? Why? Because they're black and they like a president who's white, that they've been paid to like Trump. No, it's not the colour of your skin, it's the content of your character. You know? What did Obama do? Because he didn't do anything, did he? You know what I mean? It's not about colour of your skin, it's about the content of your character. I wouldn't follow someone just because they're white if I knew they were frigging evil as hell. If the black person was, you know, really good and had a great content of character, like Martin Luther King, I'd follow him. I wouldn't just follow someone because they're white, just because they're white. If they were evil, I wouldn't just think, well, I've got to follow them because they're evil, but they're white, so I must follow them. No, I'm following whoever has got a soul and hasn't sold the soul to the devil and has got values and morals and knows right from wrong, and that is Trump, even though they keep pushing it out in mainstream media, pushing it. So you people who might come in here who are asleep and are not agreeing with anything I say, why are they pushing it on mainstream media everywhere, putting Trump down all the time? All the really good things that he's done, they're not talking about that. Korea is massive. North Korea is massive. What has it been, about 70 years? And he's sorting that out. It's massive. He's tackling that. Trump is tackling everything in every country around the globe. I know, no, you can't talk about that. It's just Trump's this, Trump's that. No, Trump's actually like super Trump, you know. He wants to make America great again. And after America's great again, he wants the world to be great again. He doesn't just want America and everyone else suffers. He wants the world to be great again. A big man with iffy hair, small hands, bad tan, big heart, loves his country and his people, which was the last politician who said, let's make Britain great again. Exactly. He wants to make Britain great again. He's half Scottish. He's half Scottish. No one in the right mind would big Trump. No one in the right mind would, if I was Queen of England or whatever, I wouldn't just want England to be fantastic and every other country around the world. I wouldn't want to be nicking all their money, enslaving all their people, killing people, this, that, that. I'd want it to be great everywhere and everyone to have the same rights, the same, you know, job opportunities, the same technology to grow food, you know, in countries where maybe it's harder to grow food because of the weather, that they'd have technology to help them. That's how the world should be, equal for all. I keep saying we're living in 2018. We've got technology out there that is coming to us because Trump is going to show us, to help us, free energy, free stuff to be growing food and stuff like that. There is no reason in this day and age now that there should be people starving around the world, people out of jobs, people fighting against race and all that crap that's going on. There is absolutely no need for it. These elites have done this for years to keep us all divided, fighting over race when we're not really looking at really what's going on, too busy fighting about the same things we've always thought about when actually we've been lied to. So we don't need to be fighting about that. I wish we had someone like Trump. Brexit. Danny Jones, have faith. Have faith about Brexit because it is going to get washed away. Have you looked at the EU lately? Massive U-turn. Iran, set the people of Iran free. Iran are standing up. The EU, if you're not looking at the right videos, the EU are rising. They're getting sick of an ideology that's come in. We're sick of it. Nobody wants it. It's all about getting rid of Christian values, traditions, culture, Western values, believe it or not, white people as well, believe it or not. But if you actually look at the EU is nearly done stick fucking it. They're rising. You can see it all over, certain things that they're changing. They're just dancing about at the minute. We don't need to be in the EU to still trade and stuff. You know, every country, you shouldn't be in the EU and you're under one rule and law of one country and it's for all of us. Every country should have their own, but it should be equal, like not like one country, we're keeping you down. It should be equal and fair system, an equal system. But we should just be in our countries, but we should still be able to trade and stuff. That's what it should be. And if you want to move to another country or come into another country or visit for a bit because you're working a bit there, then you come in legally, the right way, with the right documents and the right idea, whatever it is, and you're bringing something to the table when you come to that country. You're not coming illegally. That's a problem with people coming in illegally. You don't know why they're really coming, and who's coming and whatever. So there's people are saying it's not about us not wanting people to come over. It's about you've got to do it legally. It's illegal to come in without all your stuff. That's a fact at the end of the day. Yes, you can come in, but do it illegally and bring something to the table. If you're not willing to work or bring anything and you've got different intentions to come and harm people in different countries, then no, you shouldn't be allowed in, obviously. That works with people coming into their country. You've got to do it illegally. That's why laws and things are set up, but some people think they're above the laws. The elites think they're above the laws. Trump's putting all this stuff out there saying he's signing this document, Italy out of the EU yet. They're getting there, trust me. It might not look like it. We will be getting there. What was I saying then? I forgot what I was saying. Someone remind me. It's gone now. And every country trading it should be fair as well, because that's what I was saying, because Trump was signing things, to keep families together and all this stuff he's doing. Oh, I still forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, and then the reporters still keep putting out there that, oh no, he's not doing that and we're going to do this. No, it's the president of the United States, and what he says goes when he's changing the bits. That's what happens. So you can't be a reporter and say, oh, well, we're not having him doing this, we're not having him do that. Yes, he is doing that. Like it or lump it. You just don't like the fact that you're losing and the people are winning. Because that's the most important thing people have got to remember. Once everybody rises and people are awakening, we are more powerful than they are, because there's more of us than they are. They're taking regimes down around the globe that have been controlling countries, people, in all sorts of different ways. The regimes, they've been took down, taken down. They haven't got that control on people anymore. The fundings are being stopped because they're not getting billions on pallets anymore from Obama. So, all them sort of regimes and different things that have been put in place to help an agenda with the West and that are being taken down. Britain doesn't need anything. The British people could do fine by themselves. That's what I mean. We weren't in it before. Like people said, we weren't in it years ago, whatever. We don't need it. It doesn't mean countries can't trade with each other. You can still be friends and be neighbours next to each other and be friends and still trade. But I believe Britain's Britain, that, the UK's the UK, they need their own, we need our own rules and our traditions and our way of life, like America does. And that goes for every country, because they're trying to take all our tradition, multicultural, they're going about that doesn't really work properly. You can't go into other people's country and expect them to not fly their flag, not, because it offends people. So what? That's our flag at the end of the day. That's our country. Not, oh, you can't do this, the traditions that we've had in the past. Well, we don't want to do that anymore because we're offended. Well, tough, basically. They're our traditions, so they should be kept. I'm kept for the generations after generations, because it's nice to have old traditions and look at stuff that, your grandparents did and so on and so on. And every country should have that. That's why it's exciting, and it's nice that if you go on holiday somewhere or you're visiting, you want to see people's different traditions and stuff. If all that's taken away out of every country and every country becomes one world order and everywhere's the same, oh my God, how boring would that be? There would be nothing. Just nothing. It'd all be the same and really boring. So why would we want to do that? China for the Chinese. Yeah, that's what I mean. But within the sense of everyone's got equal values in the country that they live in. Everyone's got equal rights, and like I said before, it's not just we're great in this country and you're not having nothing over there. Like I said, the people shouldn't be starving, this, that, and the other. But then it makes it more exciting to go on holiday to visit other places because you've got to see people's different cultures and things, and and you don't come to a country where there's a law set in and you think you don't have to abide by that law because your law's different in where you're from. But when you come into another country, you have to abide by the laws. If you don't like it, then don't come to the country. Stay where you are. I don't know. I don't get why people don't understand. And I think it's absolute disgusting, these elites trying to take over countries, to take people's cultures and traditions and beliefs. Like, it's disgusting. Yeah, it's just disgusting that people want to do that and take it all away from people and want to bring in the ideology. Like, no. So it's all boring and bland. If I go to Italy, I want to see their traditions and stuff. If I go to Africa, I want to see their traditions and things. If I go to Egypt, I want to see their traditions and their different food and stuff like that. If I go to America, I want to see what America's got. You want to go traveling, you want to see, you might as well never go traveling if everywhere's the same. It's just because I'm like, yeah, I know, yeah, no, I know what you mean, but I don't mean in that sense of what you put, but I mean like, because someone will go, hey, you said this, yeah. I just mean, Great Britain's Great Britain, America's America, all the other countries are their countries in their own right with their own traditions and things, and that's what makes it exciting. We don't want one world order of boringness where everything's just the same. It's just, no. But there needs to be new policies and laws and things set up because some countries have things in from years ago which just do not suit today because they're too barbaric or whatever the word is, and a bit, dated really. To today, how we live today in the modern society. So it's bonkers. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. Exactly. It was all about the American dream and, freedom, and it should be like that everywhere. Everyone should have the right to have freedom of speech, to, all that sort of lovely stuff. They just don't like that though, do they? They don't want people to be happy, basically. Jeez. But I might be coming to America next year. New York, but I said chuck me out over the White House, but I know it doesn't fly that way, obviously, to New York, but I'll be actually excited to come to America because I don't know, I've just never really fancied it because it's too long flight. I can only do about 2 hours, it gets on my nerves. I don't even go to the toilet. It's claustrophobic, but yes, I might be coming next year, so that'll be good. But I don't know, there's just mad things. Do you reckon we're all going to get a load of Q drops tomorrow and over weekend? It's going to be amazing. Is anyone on here? Have we got? Was I thinking of July? Is it a Tommy Robinson rally this weekend or is it July? I thought it was this weekend coming up. Or is it not? I keep forgetting. Because it'll be bigger than the last one anyway. But they're in London, so I can't get down there. Does anyone know if Soapbox is back on? Yeah, 14th of July, but I saw something for the 23rd. I'm sure there's one this weekend. I'll tell you who knows. Brick Girl. Check her channel. Somebody did something. Maybe it was the 23rd of July. When does Trump come over? When's he supposed to be coming over? Because he's supposed to be coming over around about the middle of June. Yeah, I saw the 23rd. 23rd of this month. Let me see if I saw something. I'm sure there's something going on this weekend because they said something about Eid putting a festival on. The 13th of July. Oh, the 13th of July for Trump. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. London, the 23rd of June. Just let me have a look.
You're uneducated, you didn't know what you were voting for. Yes.
UK.
Apparently we're all stupid.
Unity and Freedom March, London, the 23rd of June. Is that?
Isn't she lovely? I was voting for her future, just like a lot of mums out there were voting for their children's futures. You can't help but look around and worry about.
Yeah, Brick Girls put something up. It says the 23rd of June, Freedom March, which is all the same sort of thing to me. What are you laughing at? I don't know, but there's something going on this weekend, and I think that's the people will be marching for Tommy. I assume it's Freedom March, which he was doing freedom of speech. Yeah, Trump's coming over in July. Dad, you need to take me to go and see Trump Meister. Trump is going to meet the Queen. Do you know what? I was watching Nigel Farage. I'm going to have to go in a bit. I was watching Nigel Farage and never mind. What are you laughing at? Nigel Farage on his Nigel Farage show, LBC or something it's called. And he was talking about it and I was just smiling because I just thought, he's coming to see the Queen. Apparently he really likes the Queen. He's coming to see the Queen. I reckon it'll be at Balmoral. I don't know if it'll be in London. But it should really be in London because Khan didn't want him to come to London, did he? And it's not up to him if he comes. But yeah. Do you think he's going to have a bit of a whisper in her ear? Because I do. I think he's going to have a little whisper in her ear like he did with traitor May. Theresa May, sorry. I think he's going to have a little bit of a... And I hope he does this. I hope he does a speech and he's all like this. You know how he's like, la, la, la. And then I hope he goes like he did. And also, I hope the Pope's going down soon because I've decided he's got a nickname now. He's called the Pimp Pope. The Pimping Pope. There's another new one. Doorknobbing, Pimping Pope and... Cupids. Where are the Cupids? Can you imagine when that blows up about the Pope? I think a lot of people knew about the Pope anyway. A lot of Catholics don't like the Pope. Oh, he has to go. I'm sick of seeing him. I thought he'd be gone by now. But Trump has all the dirt on everyone. The intelligence service in the US has everything on everyone. I know, everything on everyone. Even the Queen. Pope pimp. He is. What do you think about Julian Assange? You just think he's going to come out of somewhere and be like, oh, like Jesus Christ, and like be like, here is the laptop. What is on this laptop? I do. It'd be even great if he came out with Seth Rich, but, you know, that's sad. Trump's a savage. The Trump Meister. That's what he's called. Jesus Assange, yeah. Oh, he's definitely making an appearance at some point. Maybe it'll be the Sky event when all these things fly over and then Julian Assange will, like, pop out of one of the new aircrafts technology things that we've got. I don't know. Yeah, parachute out with his laptop. I'd just love it to be televised around the world, like when you see in films like Independence Day, whatever, and everyone's sat there around the world watching telly. Or sat on YouTube, and then all of a sudden, when the public get wind of the paedophilia, the shit will hit the fan. Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing will hit the fan when no one can deny it. But you can imagine if you all sat watching telly or YouTube, and then your channel gets scrambled, and you know normally in the films they show an alien going, "We have taken over the world," blah blah blah. All of a sudden, it'll be Trump, Julian Assange, loads of different people, and it'll just be televised, and you won't be able to switch over. You won't be able to switch the telly off. It'll just be there for the whole world to see. There. Be great. And that's another thing we were saying about aliens before. Why in every movie, if aliens came, why do they always have to be attacking us or trying to take over the human race or whatever, or killing us? Why can't they be good? Because if they put that out there in movies and they always say it's opposite to what they're saying, maybe they're not bad, maybe they're good. Just putting it out there. Maybe they are helping us. people believe there's a Space Force out there that are helping us. These ones that, if you want to go down that route, that are fighting with the bad ones, if you call it, but the good ones are helping us, but they say they can't interfere, but they can sort of tell us. Write a book to vent your super imagination. I know, I've got a super imagination, but you know what's good about that? Nordic blonde aliens are real. I've watched a lot of videos on that as well. There's a picture of, like, I said this before, like a military guy, American, getting something passed over by a blonde, which actually looks like Trump's wife. Yeah, I've read all that about Antarctica and Nordic blondes and all this, and even if anyone don't believe it, it's just interesting. I do have a good imagination, and I did have a child, but I think that's a good thing, even at my age now, because I believe that when they try and dumb us down with things we eat, stuff we drink, this, that, and the other, chemtrails and all that, it dumbs your imagination down. I'll read that in a minute. If you have no imagination, how do people invent things and want to, like, cure different diseases and stuff? You have to have an imagination to think about things, to invent something. So it's great to have an imagination. I think it's quite boring if you don't. And people who think, like I say, they just sit and watch the telly, it's great to think outside the box. Even if sometimes you're really outside the box, it's just great to have a bit of fun and think, you know what, but if I was never thinking out of the box, I would never have believed what I'm seeing and hearing now, because I do actually say, and I've said to my dad, I can wake up in the morning sometimes and just think, I just can't believe I've got to this place in my life where I'm waking up thinking, I just can't believe what's going on. It's just absolutely bonkers that we've been lied to about a lot of stuff, and this QAnon and Trump and everything is helping us to fight the evil, and it's mad. Bedtime now in the hellhole tomorrow, 6:30. It's like, oh, well, yeah, back to the Matrix. I've got to go back to the Matrix now and tidy up and stuff. I need to do another tinfoil hat news and then put something else on the front of it instead of Russia. Mind you, that did look alright with a Space Force on it, because it looks a bit like a space helmet. But yeah, so I'm going to go again for the 4th time today or something. I don't know how many videos I've done today, but I just wanted to come on and chat because I don't really want to watch the telly. There's nothing on. I think Soapbox went down. I don't know if they're back on. I'm going to go and check. If not, I might just have a snoop around what the EU's doing at the minute. Global Economic Stability and Reformation Act. This is coming. Oh, I'm just so excited. You're doing great. What, yakking? I'm sorry, I do talk a lot and I'm a bit random, but that's just me. That's just the way I am. I'm a chatterbox. I like to talk. That's why I started doing my channel in the first place, because I just like to talk about stuff. But if you want me to do any videos on something, just let me know in the comments and stuff. But I'm probably just waffling, really. But it's nice to see you all as well. And I guess we'll wait for some new Q drops, you QAnons, the Cupids, and we'll see if there's any door knobbing going on. And it's Friday tomorrow, big things normally happen on a Friday. Good night. Yes, good night. But if Soapbox is on, I might just go and watch for a little bit. What time is it in the UK anyway? I don't even know. It's 10:44 p.m. here, so I don't normally go to bed yet, so I might try and have a snoop round YouTube at everything. And if Soapbox is on, I'll have a look over there. And if it's on and any of you are in there, then I'll go over there. Dad, is it back on yet? I see Q, people. I do. What did you say before? According to Q, it will be the US. What? I didn't see that. Someone comment so I can read. So, according to Q, it will be the US Emergency Broadcasting Service. That will be the outlet. That means you'll find out in America, and then we'll follow suit probably after, won't we? But then again, if we're watching Soapbox, we'll see it, hopefully. I'm just so excited. Does anyone know if Soapbox is back on or is it still down? But I think there'll be lots of drops tomorrow because Friday normally does quite well on a Friday. 5:44 in Cleveland. Where's Cleveland? I can't remember what you said now. I see cute people. I put before that song, Clowns to the left of me, Jokers to the right of me, stuck in the middle of the queue, and I said, Ohio. I knew someone in Ohio. Well, a friend on the internet. I said, Hillary to the left of me, Obama to the right of me, stuck in the middle with Q. Yeah, I used to talk to someone in Ohio. I got scammed off, it wasn't him, I got scammed once off a military guy from America who wasn't, I found out, American. Said he was sent to Nigeria in Africa. Talking to me for 9 months he was, but he wasn't. He wasn't an American soldier from America at all. They take the pictures of American soldiers, which is quite sickening because some of them might even be dead. That's what they were doing. This was a few years back. And they scam women for money. They didn't get money out of me because I sussed it out in the end, but that's what they do. And there was me, thought I was talking to an American soldier, and it turned out it wasn't an American soldier. It was people scamming in Nigeria, which was, yeah, good job they didn't get any money out of me. But they do that to a lot of women. The way they tell their lies. And I really did look into it. I was like looking at he's sending pictures in his uniform, but obviously the guy who the picture of, he nicked the picture anyway. And someone was saying, make sure the badge is on the uniform in the right place. I was like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, I realised it wasn't. I just think it's sick that that's what they do sometimes, you know, because you don't know if these soldiers' pictures of soldiers that are here or soldiers that have died, you know, in fighting. So it's not nice, really. But yes, he was called Nathan, and he was from Ohio. I can't say it now. Ohio. Have I said that right? And yeah, he turned out well. The guy was real. The picture was real, but it wasn't actually the guy in the picture. Obviously, behind the picture. Oh, there was me thinking. I think that was on Tinder actually ages ago. Don't go on that anymore. My God. Learned my lesson there. Oh, the dating sites are terrible. Mind you saying that, my sister met her fellow on a dating site and he's lovely and everything, but the amount of people that are on there that are just on it for their egos and like just some very strange people on there. But I don't know. Maybe I should make a dating site up for a QAnon dating site to fix you up with people who know about Q. So at least you've got something in common and they won't think you're weird or that you're a nutcase because you'll both know about it. So at least you'll have that to talk about, if you know what I mean. QAnon, you're listening, Q. I'm going to set up a dating site, Q Dating, qdating.com. That'd be good. Yeah, I said Cupid, so we could call it Cupid Dating. Cupids. Hashtag Cupids. That's my word now, by the way, because I did say this today. Cupid. So we could have Cupids Dating. It's good, isn't it? That's good. Cupids Dating. Only for anoms. Only for QAnon. I'm going now because I'm absolutely waffling and don't know what I'm talking about. So I shall see you soon and thanks for coming on. Yeah, bye.